What's all this about JJ and fans in Columbus and spewing hate? What is
I
this?
think, and this is my opinion about the situation, because a bunch of Michigan fans think that people just hate JJ. Okay, I think Michigan fans have a tendency, or have this tendency, that when they have something that they really really like when they have a toy that they really like a baby, they tend to cling onto it too hard and protect it with their whole life. And if you give the slightest uh critique of JJ, Michigan fans blow up and think you don't know football, you're disregarding his talent. No, when in reality, it's just the fact that he lacks in a few things that a lot of like just like any other quarterback does. They lack in things. Um, I was in a Twitter space. I think it was a week ago, Bryce, and I told everyone he is not good out of the pocket. He, I think it's okay. He can't read, doesn't read well out of the pocket. A post comes up a few days later. It shows every single throw of JJ had against Ohio State. Outside of that Cornelius touchdown, Bryce, he had two guys that were wide open on touchdowns. We can both agree with that, correct?
Yeah, you're talking about outside of the curl route on the
Yeah.
outside.
CJ was open. Loveland was open.
Yeah,
Just open. Outside of that, Bryce, he threw 50%.
in that game.
In that game, 12 for 14 in that game. I think it was passes from 0 to 9 yards. He was very accurate. Passes outside of that, horrible. Horrible.
Yeah,
And
and you're
so,
you're picking out the one game.
I mean, in the whole month of November, JJ threw under 60%.
Yeah,
So that's all. I think people kind of like how they are with Jaden Davis, man. If like every time he moves down the rankings, Michigan fans blow up. They just blow up. I think Michigan, they're just really protective of their quarterbacks. And I think you guys are really protective of your talented quarterbacks, like these two are, because you're not used to having really good quarterback play. And I think this is what it is.
yeah. So I mean, I think it's probably a couple things. Whatever. I'm not gonna like respond to every sad person's tweet about someone being mean to JJ, but I'll get out here in front of this now and say that I think JJ is going to have a monstrous year this year.
I
Uh,
agree.
I think he's got the goods and he's got the tools. I think if you go back into obviously came in freshman year, back up behind Cade, came in for a few plays, had a couple of big passes and some big games. Think of the Ohio State game, had a few big tosses in that game, one to Roman Wilson. I think it was a third down conversion. Regardless, last season, then he came in. Obviously, they flipped the games, right? So the Cade started, and then JJ started, and then JJ kind of ran away with it, right? So, I my point is, I think going into this year, I think with a full off season, with weapons back, Cornelius Johnson, Roman Wilson, you really just lost Ronnie Bell, and then you've got some young, really talented wide receivers coming in. And like I said, you get the full off season as QB1. I think they're gonna really explode. He's gonna really explode on the scene here. So yeah, I don't know. To go back to the point of just fans taking things personally, complaining, that's fair. I think we love our guy. I think the last thing I'll say about JJ that is important to know is that in 2020, that recruiting class was a disaster. Like that season was a disaster. The recruiting class wasn't necessarily a disaster, but it wasn't great. And JJ tweeted to kind of everyone, "Hey, relax." So in the midst of the chaos, in the midst of the storm, JJ was there, really holding that class together. So
Right.
that's give some perspective into
No, I
why
get
we're
that.
sensitive about our guy. That's
And,
why.
and, 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 like, and if you want me to be honest, like, yes, JJ, I will say, like, even for I'll talk about myself. I won't speak for everybody else. I can sometimes be turned off by JJ.
Why? What is JJ
I
ever
listen, hold
done?
on. I like his whole. I like his aura. Okay, I like how positive of a guy he is. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I find it very funny because in the Ohio, if you watch the cinematic version of the Ohio State Michigan game, he goes, "Don't get too high, don't get too low, don't get too high, don't get too low."
Mm-hmm.
And I don't argue with people about this, but I really mean this when I say this. After the TCU game, when he went to the post game press conference, I didn't like what he did. And
Not talking.
yeah, and as the quarterback, you are the de facto leader, correct?
Yeah, you are the leader.
Yes. And yeah, it's really easy when you get in all those wins and you go post game and you get to say all the things you want to say, all those things, how good the game was, how all your teammates, how well they played. But then the one time you lose, you go and you let your teammates handle those questions up there, and then you walk off, and I mean not into the sunset because you didn't win.
Yeah,
You do what you do another photo op of you watching the team celebrate from the score, watching the score. Like now that's just corny.
yeah.
And in my world, if you're going to do all that talking before the game, JJ, you better when it don't happen, you better go answer the questions of why that didn't happen. Answer why you didn't have smash mouth. Answer why they ran the ball better than you guys did. They played better Big Ten ball than you did. And you say you were going to bring the Big Ten to them. Did he not say that?
We're bringing up the TCU game now.
I'm just saying he can be better in those situations.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, yeah, no doubt. He's got to be a little bit, and he'll get there. He will. It's you're the Michigan quarterback. It's a hot seat to be on, and
I like JJ.
all right, well, good. Yeah, no, the dude's level head. The dude's calm. The dude is poised, and I think he was just this kind of the same way every Michigan fan was after that game, shell shocked.